Hey guys, welcome back to another YouTube video, and today I'm going to be doing something a bit different. Recently I've been doing a lot of gaming videos and stuff like that, like not really showing my face. And a while back in my channel I used to do a lot of true crime commentary and just stuff related to the internet. And today we're going to be doing something like, I'm a huge Melanie Martinez fan, or at least I was, and ever since I found out about her, I was kind of like hyper fixated. I could show off all my merch of hers, like everything I have, like of poor taste, since recently there have been a lot of allegations about her, and obviously there's the Timothy Heller sort of drama that's just always been happening for years and hasn't really been resolved because Melanie hasn't really made a proper comment on it, and Timothy, I don't think she's going to really make a case out of it. She's just kind of making accusations online, and we're not going to be talking about the Timothy Heller case today because there's just so much information about it that could be fake, could be real. So basically today we're going to be talking about one of her products that she came out with when she was just a new artist, the Crybaby era and her Crybaby coloring book. All over TikTok there have been lots of people saying
the Melanie Martinez coloring book is absolutely disgusting, and if you're defending it, I am severely judging you. There's only one kind of group of people that would be interested in coloring pictures depicting children having objects shoved into their mouth or taking a bubble bath and looking uncomfortable and scared at the same time. And this is just further proof that even women can be predators. Because I have some questions. Why did Melanie Martinez think this is cute and funny? Why is this like her whole brand is like sexualizing children? And now I've never been a Melanie Martinez fan. I couldn't even tell you one song of hers. All I know of her is everything bad that I see in the media, and every single time I see something about her in the media, it has to do with essay allegations or I'm seeing sexualized drawings of children and just weird stuff like that. And so to the fans defending this behavior, I have to ask why? Like, why do you think it's okay to produce that kind of material? How can you justify that? There are so many things that you can put into an adult coloring book that is edgy and might even spark some controversy and make people mad and blah, blah, blah. If you want to be that kind of person that's all edgy and pushing the limits, involving children in that does not make you edgy or pushing the limits. It makes you a pedophile. And I don't care that this is just drawings of children and it's just depictions of children, because it starts there. I have to know who had the idea of that in the first place. I genuinely want to know who thought it would be a good idea and sell well to depict a child in a bathtub having a bar of soap shoved in their mouth while they look terrified. Who is that person? I genuinely want to know, because they need to be looked into. Sexualizing children is not edgy, it's not cool, it doesn't make you cool. It simply just means that you are a predator. And it's genuinely so disgusting to me that so many people are defending this, because I have to know, why do you want to draw a picture of a child in a bathtub getting a bar of soap shoved into their mouth? Like, what about that is so funny to you? What about that is so artistic to you? There is never a time when artistic creativity should ever jeopardize the sanctity of children. I do not even want to hear anybody in the comments saying, oh my gosh, well, it's just you thinking of it that way. It's just you who sees it that way. Or you're just letting your trauma dictate how you perceive art. No, y'all just can't see pedophilia when it smacks you in the face. Making any kind of art or media that puts children in any sort of suggestive light makes you a predator. It makes you somebody who should not have access to children. Like, investigate immediately. And honestly, when are we going to get to a point in society where we do take these art forms seriously and we do actually start investigating these people who come up with all of this art from their head, just from their head? It's just my creativity. I want to see where you drew that inspiration from. Exactly what inspired you to create that coloring book and those particular pictures within the coloring book. There has to be some sort of an inspiration, because normal people do not just think about drawing naked children getting soap shoved into their mouth.
it is promoting child sexual abuse material, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on my channel. Is that like gonna get me like banned or something? Like, I don't know, YouTube's rules are really crazy. I'm gonna be basically talking about that, and we're gonna be talking about, basically I have the book, so we'll quickly just have a quick flip through some of the pages, and the main page we're going to analyze is the soap page and the tag your it page, which those two are the ones that most people have a problem with. And because I'm kind of like an artist and stuff, put some of my personal input into it. And you know, honestly, I might even try doing like a quick redesign of what I'd do, like if I could like be the one designing the page. Because you know what, the art style is pretty good, I'd better admit. It's just the problem is, like, we'll talk more about the artist like further on into the video. And there's also another controversy kind of related to this about some of the clothes she wears, and especially the Pacify Her music video. And just all of her content has some questionable things about it, but those are just the main things we're going to be touching on today, because I just want everyone to know, like, from an objective standpoint, I love Melanie Martinez, and like I've always really enjoyed her music, so I'm not trying to make her look bad. I'm just trying to share with you guys like everything that I know now, and basically it's just really hurt me to find out about all of this, because you know, when you really love someone and you find out that they're not the sort of person you thought they were, it's really not easy to kind of process that. So without further ado, let's get into the video. I reckon about in the peak of my adolescence, probably around 2020 is when I got this book. I was begging my dad to buy it for me, and as most parents do, they're just like, well, if you're reading books, we're happy. If it has some explicit content, you know what? Like, no parents are gonna go through a book to see if it's appropriate. And here's the front page. I'm sure you've all seen the Crybaby coloring book already if you've been watching this video, but at the back it says, color in each page as Melanie Martinez's fictional character Crybaby takes you on her journey into becoming more comfortable in her own skin. So I have colored in a few pages. I have the first page, which I don't really know what is going on here. It looks kind of ugly. I don't know why I did those green stripes in the background. Sorry, this is really unrelated and like kind of besides the point, but I just want to show you anyway. And then we have this dollhouse one, which also looks kind of weird. I don't know why I did all those bright colors. And then I have a bit of this Pacify Her one. I'm kind of proud of the coloring in that. But anyway, so the first 3 pages, they're not too bad. There's nothing really inherently wrong about this. Like, it's like kind of like, this picture definitely reminds me of the actual Crybaby music video. And as a kid, it's like, the thing is, as someone who grew up with Melanie Martinez, I probably got this book when I was about like 11, which obviously is probably underage for what the demographic for this is probably meant to be older, but a lot of kids would be getting this book because Melanie Martinez kind of targets children, like, because when you have all these like colors and like the kind of cartoony sort of stuff that kids like, you're going to attract a child audience whether you like it or not. So I must mention, I looked at the Amazon page. It doesn't really say anywhere like this isn't for kids. I don't think, like, it doesn't have a clear warning, which is kind of like not very good. And there also should probably be like a not for kids like sort of disclaimer somewhere in the book, like front page or like one of these pages. Like, by the way, this artwork is by Chloe Torsini, which honestly I'm not going to hate on her too much because I don't really think this is all her fault. I mean, obviously some of her drawings are very suggestive and kind of poor taste, but you have to remember Melanie Martinez is the one choosing and like conducting what is being shown here. Now that people have brought it up, I see so many things that are just totally inappropriate. Not really for kids to be seeing per se, but just especially like adults. Like the way, just remember, this isn't just a picture people are looking at. People are going to be coloring this in, they're going to be engaging with this like drawing, and especially if you're a kid, it normalizes things like this. The way that the soap is applied into her mouth is just suggestive, obviously. And then just the way her hands, knees, and feet are positioned, it doesn't make sense of the context. Like, a child wouldn't be like sitting like that in a bath while being forced to eat soap. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, my mum basically tried to make us eat soap when we said a bad word. And it wasn't, like, you wouldn't make this face. It's like, anyway, so the song is about feeling like when you express your feelings or confess to someone, you feel like you regret it, and sort of like when you swear as a kid, and some people would know that in the olden days or whatever, if you swore, your parents would make you eat soap as a punishment. I get that. I get why she's in a bathtub. I mean, she doesn't have to be, because you can still express, the Melanie fans can say whatever they want, but it is not a good piece of art, and it is, yeah, just not good. And then there is this tag your it drawing. Obviously this song is about like sexual assault essay, and at first glance I also never saw anything wrong with this. But if you look closer, like what the wolf is doing, the way he has his hand with the comb, that like, that is so just, it's just disgusting. The rest are kind of, the rest of the drawings aren't too bad. I mean, the Melanie Martinez songs on the Crybaby album, they don't particularly have like a sexual theme. Like, obviously, because with the music videos, Crybaby is mostly like portrayed as an adult, because obviously Melanie is an adult, so it's kind of like more appropriate, because you can do like, because when there's an adult doing like, you know, intimate things in music videos, it's more like, well, that's okay, because most music videos these days like that. But some of the things, like what we're going to be talking about in a minute, is the dress that she wears comes from this Etsy store that is kind of like, I don't know if you know what Little Big is, but it's kind of the store that Melanie bought the dress from Pacify Her from, or and some other dresses, I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna make a longer video right now, but I think you guys need to see this, because now that I've learned this piece of information that I'm about to show you, I think Melanie deliberately knew what she was doing in regards to her themes surrounding her child character and her sexualizing this character multiple times. First of all, shout out to Chewed Gum Girl for sharing this piece of information with me. They will be tagged in the description. So this is a dress that she wore for her Pacify Her music video. If you saw one of my last TikToks, I did speak about that music video. Here is another shot of the dress. So I was able to find information on this dress from the Crybaby Amino. This was posted back in 2017. There's multiple pictures of it, and it describes where she got it from. Oh, she got this dress from this Etsy right here. Do you notice something? ABDL clothes. Adult Baby Sissy Little is what ABDL stands for. Here's more of the clothes that they sell for adults. Anyway, if you already don't know, you might be thinking, what does Adult Baby Sissy Little stand for? Yeah. Originally, I was hoping that she was mostly just being ignorant and self-absorbed when it came to her past work. But there's no way that she didn't know what she was buying. I feel like the description of the store and also what they were selling was very obvious. Like you had to have been looking for that to wear. And this adult baby sissy little thing is plastered quite literally all over it. And also, she wore this one. Shop's link for this one is broken because I assume they don't sell it anymore, but here was the link to it. I don't know about this one.
There were so many options and dresses she could have gotten, but she chose to get one that was made by like a questionable market, like something it's marketing towards like adults, not really like music videos that are going to be seen by children and they're portraying like children. It's just, technically it's not illegal, it's just really like disgusting. And the thing is, for me, it's like all of this information by itself, I can kind of live with it, but then when you combine that with the Timothy Heller allegations, it's like on their own, it's kind of like, okay, well, we don't exactly know the truth because like there's been no like mediator or there's been no like case against it, so we don't know what's really happening. But when you combine the two allegations and like it kind of creates a really bad image of Melanie Martinez, and it's just really changed my perspective on her. And especially with the K-12 album, like there are a lot of things in that, like I always even found it weird, like why are you portraying like toddlers, like because it's meant to be K-12, so kindergarten to 12. The first song on the album, which is like they're basically like preschoolers, there are a lot of like sexual references that no one needs to see. And yes, the whole idea of the bus driver being a perv, that can be an interesting topic because like that is like something that happens, but you don't have to sexualize the kids. Like yeah, it's just adults dressed up as kids. So yeah, just like as a kid, I always really connected with her music, and it just really hurts me because I went to her Portals tour. I've always been such a big fan of her. I've spent lots of money on her merch. I even bought the K-12 dress just so I could do like cosplays as her basically. And like, man, I don't even think like I made so many fan pages of her on TikTok and stuff. I was such a big fan. And I was under 13. I mean, I just wish her music wasn't so directed towards kids, because you can say all you want. It's for adults, it's adult themed. She probably knows she has a child audience. I think Melanie really needs to come out, and she owes us all an explanation because it's just not good enough. And honestly, I've like been through a lot of stuff that has made it a lot harder for me to hear all of this about Melanie. There are also some unreleased songs that have really dark topics, like A Million Men. I used to listen to that song a lot too when I was a kid, and I'm not going to blame her for that because I was just such a big mega fan that I would just like listen to all of the songs I could find unreleased of her. And I know, she doesn't like people listening to her unreleased songs. She made a whole song about trafficking, if you know what I mean. And I'm not going to play the song here, you can look into it if you want. Yeah, definitely the Million Men song, because something that people have brought up, which I also used to think, but I didn't really think twice about it because I was like, you know what, Melanie knows everything. So, and that's the thing, like with kids, they're just like, you know what, I love Melanie, she's pretty, she's cool, she's nice, so she just must be a good person and there's nothing wrong with that. So it kind of is like dangerous for kids to be so easily influenced by these things. And that's just from my personal experience. But anyway, yeah, like it's just weird how she has never really been through that sort of child trafficking stuff. I mean, she said she watched a documentary on things to do with that, but it's still a bit... Look, I don't think there's anything wrong with creating art about other people's experiences like that happen around the world. And honestly, it's like okay, but the song is quite explicit, and you can kind of get across a point of how it feels to be like a child victim in that situation. You can kind of make a song about it in a way that doesn't explicitly like go over the abuse. And the further back it goes, the further back you look at Melanie's history, the kind of more messed up it is. And I just think we should all tread carefully with her music. And you know what, don't throw around accusations. I'm just spreading all the information I know. But I just think we should all not hate Melanie, but not see her as a saint. Because also there's Timothy Heller, and I don't think anyone should hate on her. Even if she is like lying about it, I think we should just, you know what, it's not something the internet should be involved in. This is like a case for her and Melanie alone. These sort of things shouldn't really be shared with the public, in my opinion. And yeah, let me know what you think about the coloring book. It really upsets me, but I'd like to hear what you guys think about it. And I think I might do a quick time lapse at the end of the video just of how I would. thank you all so much for watching. I'm sorry this has kind of been like all over the place. I haven't really had a set script or anything, but I hope you still enjoyed and I hope you learned something new. So if you liked the video, like and subscribe, and yeah, thanks for watching.